Hello and welcome. I'm Robin Joy of Glow 360 and I'm delighted to be speaking with you on what is the first of my 6-part email series designed to further assist you in achieving and maintaining your ideal weight forever. So thanks for tuning in. Over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to introduce you to an incredible concept that I first discovered as a result of confronting and overcoming my own personal weight management issues, and which, developing into the program that I proudly teach today, has ultimately resulted in me not only achieving my ideal weight, but having the confidence of knowing that I will never put any of the weight back on. I call it the life experience cycle, and it's a constant and consistent, naturally occurring cycle of life, just like the seasons, that we are all participating in all of the time, but most people do so without ever realizing. It incorporates principles from psychology, spirituality, abundance, and joy to facilitate highly controlled, deliciously desirable, and reassuringly permanent journeys of personal transformation. I love it because it's super powerful, highly positive, and very, very practical. And if there's one thing you'll learn about me, it is that I am as logical and pragmatic as they come. So as I said in the video series that accompanied my visualization, this series is designed to enlighten you with information about my philosophies and concepts, inspire you with stories from my own personal experiences, and empower you with easy to implement strategies and tactics that will allow you to make achieving and maintaining your ideal weight easy, effective, but best of all, fun. By the end of the series, you will have a detailed understanding of what the life experience cycle is, why it always works the way that it does, and how you can harness its power so that it works for you the way that you want it to. So let's dive in. So the first stage of the life experience cycle is to understand that our beliefs drive our thoughts. Now, I'm going to speak a lot about beliefs in week 6. So for now, all I want you to understand is that the beliefs you hold to be true drive the thoughts that you think. And our thoughts fall into one of two categories. The first is conscious thoughts. So conscious thoughts are thoughts that we think intentionally or deliberately. So whenever we're actively involved and aware of just what it is we're thinking about, we're having conscious thoughts. So an example might be when you wake up in the morning and you consciously choose to sit down and do the visualization. Or while you're doing the visualization, you're intentionally following or aligning your thoughts with the words that are being spoken to you. So that's 2 examples of consciously or actively thinking. The second type of thought is subconscious thoughts. So subconscious thoughts are thoughts that we think automatically or unintentionally, if you like. So I think of subconscious thoughts as being my inbuilt autopilot program. Now, subconscious thoughts are by far the most common. Between 50 and as much as 90% of our thoughts are subconscious thoughts. So that means that we're running on autopilot a majority of the time. So an example of subconscious thoughts might be when you're following the visualization and all of a sudden you find yourself thinking about your to-do list, or maybe it's a meeting you've got that afternoon, or you might hear my voice say something along the lines of, "I love my beautiful skin," but your mind starts telling you a story about how your skin is anything but beautiful. Now, these are thoughts that you didn't invite and you didn't actively involve yourself in, but they started a dialogue within your mind. So that is what a subconscious thought is. Okay, so both conscious and subconscious thoughts can be positive and or negative. The point that I really want to reiterate to you is that whatever it is you are thinking about is what you are asking for, and you always, always, always get whatever it is you ask for. And so, a story from my own personal experience about managing my subconscious thoughts is actually a story about what started the whole process for me. You see, one morning as I got out of bed and I walked down my hallway and I came face to face with my full-length mirror, I caught myself thinking to myself, "Oh my goodness, I'm getting so fat. If I don't do something soon, there'll be no going back." Now, that moment horrified me for a number of reasons. The first is that I realized that was like the 4th or 5th morning in a row that I had caught myself thinking that thought. The second reason was that I knew a lot about the law of attraction at that point in time, enough to realize that whatever it is I'm thinking about is what I'm asking for and attracting to my reality. So, and the third reason, of course, is that I was in fact getting really, really fat and was very, very concerned about what the future held for me. So that is the point in time where I committed to following a process that I'd used successfully with my career, with my business, and with my lifestyle to achieve the weight that I wanted for myself. Now, the key ingredient that was missing is that when it came to my work, I automatically had positive thoughts. But when it came to my weight, I realized that my automatic or my subconscious thoughts were very, very negative and very, very destructive. So from that moment on, I committed to changing all of the negative thoughts I caught myself saying into positive alternatives. So from that moment on, when I woke up in the morning and I'd walk towards the full length mirror, I would hear myself say, "Oh my," and I would stop myself and say, "No, no, no. Hey girl, you are looking good. The changes you want to see are starting to take form. It's happening." Now, it wasn't happening and I wasn't looking good, but I promised myself that I would recite that to myself every morning until I got the result that I wanted. And sure enough, after a period of time, the "oh my goodness" stopped and was automatically replaced with "hey girl, you are looking good." And then one day, and I'm not going to lie to you, it was several months later, I got out of bed, I was walking down the corridor, I saw myself in the mirror, I started to say, "Hey girl, you are looking good," and I realized that the girl that I was looking at, she was looking good. So I've already given you one exercise in regards to managing your thoughts, and that is the visualization exercise, which is really an exercise in managing your conscious thoughts, okay? Developing positive conscious thoughts. So today, to counterbalance that, I'm going to give you a second strategy, which is designed to help you manage those pesky and persistent negative subconscious thoughts. So the strategy is in 4 parts. I like to break everything down into bite-sized chunks. So the first step is to monitor. Every morning, I want you to set yourself the intention. Today, I am going to actively monitor my negative subconscious thoughts in regards to my weight. That's how simple it is, okay? The second step is that the moment you notice yourself having negative subconscious thoughts about your weight, I want you to stop it immediately. Now, just to be clear, negative subconscious thoughts about your weight are not just about your physical appearance. There's 4 areas that I want you to be aware of. The first is your appearance. The second is your diet. The third is your activity. And the fourth is self-care. So anytime you notice yourself having negative thoughts in regards to your weight in any of those 4 areas, I want you to stop it immediately. The third thing is I want you to change that into something that is related but positive. So if you catch yourself saying, "Oh, I look so fat in this," I want you to stop and say, "No, I look beautiful in all the clothes I wear." Or if you hear yourself saying, "Oh, I'm so hungry, I just want to eat all the time." No, I always feel satisfied after I've had something delicious and nutritious to eat. Okay, so you can see how it works. Whatever you're thinking in the negative, convert that into something constructive and positive. And then the fourth thing is repeat, repeat, repeat. Okay, so whatever you come up with, I want you to say that to yourself, but I want you to say it over and over, 3, 4, 5 times. Now, I know that can seem a bit silly and I know that can seem a little bit pointless, but this is how the process works, okay? So catch yourself saying something, stop it immediately, convert it into something positive, repeat it over and over and over. Now, I don't care if the thought that you're creating isn't what you're seeing or thinking or feeling, okay? This is about asking for what you want instead of thinking about what you have. And that is what you're going to learn from understanding this cycle in its entirety, is that most people think about life as it is in their reality. So they constantly have the same experiences over and over. It's only by shifting your mind to what it is you want that you will be able to change your experience once and for all. So that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. I can't wait to speak to you again next week. But between now and then, have a think about what it is I've spoken to you about today, okay? I'm not asking you to believe anything. I just want you to consider everything I've said. Okay, until next week, I hope you glow with confidence, pride, vitality, and joy. Thanks again, and well done.